Welcome back, guys. This is DJ Sturgis coming at you with my second video. I appreciate the all 50 of you guys who saw my last one. And to those of you who have been showing love to my YouTube shorts that I've been uploading that were previously on my TikTok, really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to doing some more YouTube videos for you guys. It's very different than short form content, but I'm trying to stay consistent. It's one of my goals for 2026. I'm also trying to do a kind of a loose editing style. So if you notice, I'm trying not to do a bunch of jump cuts, not overly edit the video, not overly edit the thumbnail. Really trying to have a natural sort of feel to my videos, just so it's more authentic. But today's video is going to be how I lost 100 pounds the first time around. What kind of led up to that weight, and then overall the three biggest things that helped me lose 100 pounds. So let's kind of jump right into it. But first and foremost, I think it's important to build a brief picture of how I gained the weight. I can do a separate video going more in depth, but I mean, the short of it is obviously I was eating way too much as a kid. I grew up pretty poor and not very in like a situation where we had a lot of money to spend on like proper meals and like fancy dinners. Nor they would come from a background of huge like nutritional background from either of my families. But it's primarily raised by a single mom, so a lot of the food had to be quick, had to be easy. It's not always the most nutritious. On top of that, I was a fighter. If I didn't want to eat something, I would make a stink of it, and I always only wanted to eat, fast food, food that's not good for you. And that would continue as I got older, and I would love to snack. And then, even as a kid, like I remember doing little league, and you get the baseball cards. I noticed my weight even as young as like first grade, kindergarten, like being different on my baseball card, not by a lot, but like that was when I started clicking, like, oh wow, I'm overweight. It's been like that for a long time. And then in high school, I got to a pretty heavy weight, and it was, high blood pressure runs in my family, and the weight did not make it better. I actually had hypertension in high school, so it kept on adding up, and then by the time I got to college, I was pretty obese, and then with the access to the dorms, I talked about this a little bit in the last video. I really ballooned up and got right at 300 pounds, a little bit over. And so thankfully, not thankfully, because all the things that happened with it, COVID gave me the opportunity to reflect on myself and look in the mirror and make a change. So these are the three things I did over COVID to really lose weight. I lost pretty quick, lost it in around a year. So I lost 100 pounds in a year. These were the three things that kind of helped me the most on that journey. So number one, and I think you guys all know about this one, it's a calorie deficit. How are you finding your calorie deficit? Just look up a TDEE calculator. That means total daily energy expenditure. It's basically the calories you burn at rest. It's helping you find your metabolic rate, so you can know how many calories to eat in a deficit to lose weight. So essentially, you can look up TDEE calculators all over online. I can tag one in the bio as well. Once you put that in, it's usually going to ask for your activity level, whether it's like high activity, moderate, low activity, your weight, your gender, your height. I think those are the main ones they typically ask. It's going to give you what your calories are going to be burned based on those statistics, and then how much of a deficit you need to kind of lean into to be able to lose weight. With that being said, my deficit was very aggressive. Like I wouldn't recommend this to other people, but it was COVID, so like I all I had to do was sleep most of the time to do some activity, and I didn't really need to eat that much. So it really helped me lose weight pretty quick without having to do a whole lot. None of the gyms were open, so I mean that's going to be the way you can lose weight. Ultimately, it comes down to calories in, calories out. You don't need the gym. You can strictly lose weight by reducing the amount of food. And then also the good thing about that too is it doesn't mean you have to eat healthy. I mean, it's good to eat healthy so your body feels better, but I mean, you could eat all junk food just in a smaller quantity and still lose weight. Or if you're drinking a bunch of soda, you cut that out. There's 500 to 700 calories a day just all cut out if you're drinking soda and juices throughout the day. So you can really cut back on the calories of a calorie deficit and lose the weight pretty easily. But it brings me to my next point of the activity I did. Lots and lots of walking. I know you guys have heard the 10K steps a day, but it is so true. It's low impact, so it's really easy on your joints, especially if you're a bigger person. Too much strenuous activity is going to hurt your joints, going to hurt your heart, it's going to hurt your body, and you're not going to do it anymore. Walking is really the true key. I know people say it all the time, but just go for a freaking walk. It helps me so much getting 10K steps a day, give me a goal, have my nice little watch. And I popped that on, and I would just go and go and go, and I usually get even up to 20K a day because it was COVID. So I'm doing that in tandem with calorie deficit, with shredding the weight off at a fast pace. I think one of my reels kind of shows you, or one of my shorts I posted kind of shows you the timeline. It was at a fast pace. When you're at a heavier weight, you're going to lose weight quicker because you're burning more, because you're in a bigger body. With that being said, the last thing I did was, and obviously I'm not a doctor, take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is just my experience, but I kind of had to reset my hunger cues. I would eat a lot because I was bored, um, and just wanted to eat. Like when I was happy, I'd eat. When I'm sad, I eat. When I'm bored, I eat. When I'm angry, I eat. Kind of had to reset my hunger cues. So I would intermittent fast, so that I would really know when I'm hungry. I think that's important to do when you're somebody who has such an addiction to food. Is take a little bit of time away from food. Remind yourself what it truly means to be hungry, and like I said, do everything in a safe way. Ask your doctor's recommendation, but sometimes you need that kick in the butt and reset about what it really means to be hungry. Um, because sometimes we just are so just like eating like kings and queens, just eating all day long, and we just don't even realize we're like not even hungry, and we don't really even know what real hunger is anymore. So sometimes you need to reset that. Maybe try some intermittent fasting. I think that's good. Just realizing your hunger cues, so you're not overeating. Maybe it'll help with binge eating. That's something I really struggled with, and I can make another video on that as well. But those were the three huge things that really helped me during my weight loss journey, and ultimately led me losing 100 pounds, which is huge. And I obviously did, based on my last video, I've gained a little bit of weight back. My goal is to lose it again, so I'm hoping this will give me something to work towards, and this is giving me something to talk about with you guys. I'm going to a Japan trip in April, so got to get looking good for that. So I'm going to be back on the grind. I want to hear about how your guys' journeys are going. I want to hear about any questions you have. So, I used to coach people. I have a lot of experience. I've lost weight before. Please, provide feedback in the comments. Tell me what you're thinking, and please subscribe. This is really motivating for me. I want to build a community. So let me know anything, in there that you're thinking. But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Please let me know what you guys are looking forward to seeing. I know you guys are all going to crush your goals in 2026. Let's get it.